So we're recording.
Is that recording?
We're ready to go.
So, how did you end up here?
This is Blank on Blank, where lost interviews come to life, distributed by the Public Radio Exchange, prx.org. I'm David Gerlach. Today's interview is with Bono of the band U2. It's Bono talking about what it was like to be by his father's side in the final days and hours before he died. Pretty remarkable interview, and it comes to us from Anthony Bozza. And back in 2001, he was working at Rolling Stone magazine. In the magazine, they were doing one of those look-backs at the year that was. And so Anthony, he plugged his Minidisc recorder into the phone, and he called Bono. They talked about a number of things, including what it was like to perform in America right after 9/11. And Anthony, he also posed a question. He asked, what was Bono's most memorable personal encounter of the year? And that's when Bono opened up about his dad.
What was the question again?
Most memorable personal encounter?
Okay, well then, with my father, as I slept beside him in his last weeks and hours, and his last words, which were, "Are you all mad?"
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
and I'd go and I'd have usually a pint of Guinness and a chaser to steady my nerve, and I'd go into the hospital and I'd sleep beside him, and because I didn't want him to be alone at night. He had many memorable things to say. He was very funny in the last few days. Like, any visitors today? He goes, yeah, it's great. They're really great. Great when they leave. And, he's a tough guy, really, just a tough guy. And I had a bit of an epiphany about it all, because a prayer for him was just that, that he would keep his dignity. He had a lot of front.
Right.
But he didn't get to keep his dignity. Cancer is a very, it's very, very cruel in the way that it kills you so slowly. And but I sat there, I held his hand, I did things that he would never let me do. And he was trapped. And I had a kind of an epiphany, though, where I thought, maybe dignity is not such a big deal after all. I had it up there with, righteousness, or, I had it up there with something you'd aspire to, but actually the two most important events of your life, being born and dying, are very messy. They're very messy. Giving birth is very messy for mother and child. And
they defy being cool.
Right. And it's just, that's it. And that's actually, I suppose that was the insight, that dignity is maybe a human construct. It's a bit like cool. It might be vain.
Yeah.
And that I started to understand those Indian sadhus and, people, the begging bowl of the Hindu priests and people who let's get dignity out of the way.
Yeah.
And that maybe humility is the eye of the needle.
Yeah.
That we all have to pass through.
Something is about to give. I can feel it coming. I think I know what it is.
That's Bono on the final days and hours he spent with his dad before he died of cancer. Thanks again to Anthony Bozza for adding his interview to the archive. You can check out more of his work at anthonybozza.net, B-O-Z-Z-A, Bozza. This Blank on Blank was produced by me and Shawn Wen. Our sound logo comes to us from Jeffrey Allen Jones. I'd also like to thank Truscribe for video scribing this Blank on Blank. And for all the journalists, nonfiction authors, documentary filmmakers out there, we want to hear your lost interviews. So drop us a line to interviews@blankonblank.org. Now for more interviews you can't hear anywhere else, including more from Bono from that telephone call back in 2001, Bono talking about what it meant to him and the band, performing for a wounded nation just weeks after 9/11. You can hear all of that and more at blankonblank.org. Blank on Blank is distributed by the Public Radio Exchange, prx.org. I'm David Gerlach. Keep listening.